Hello to all my American Horror Story historians. My name is EJ Marino, and we have a brand new review today. We're going to be jumping into the season finale of American Horror Story Season 2. Yeah, we're talking about Lake. What in the hokey pokey Lifetime channel Are You Afraid of the Dark type of episode was this? I've been used to the marital drama stories, the family stories in each one of these episodes, but this is the boring version of all of those put together. Honestly, this might be worse than Drive. That had Bella Thorne's acting, which was bad, but at least the plot kept me going. At least it was intriguing. This was one of the most boring episodes I have ever seen of almost any TV show. From the weird town people lake drama to Alicia Silverstone and Teddy Sears' really lackluster acting to the young kids who weren't even great either. What was this episode? Nothing worked for this. I, again, love horror when it's not just exactly monsters and ooks and spooks and scares, but this tried to go for a meditative journey of grief, trying to see mothers find the mystery of their child through waterlogged apparitions, and I'm like, okay. Nothing happened in this episode worth note. Again, I wasn't expecting the scariest episode of all time, but I was expecting at least terror, at least real grief or a mourning feeling, but everyone was just like, oh, well, our son's gone. This is sad. Yeah, this is sad. Isn't our traumatized daughter very sad as well? Like, nothing made sense. Nothing felt like it mattered in this episode. And it really bugged me. I wanted anything from this episode. It is the season finale. I don't know why I was maybe in my head planning something on the level of Dollhouse, like homaging to the American Horror Story universe, doing something. That was maybe too high of expectations. I should have lowered it to just a decent episode. I didn't get a decent episode, but at least my expectations wouldn't have been all the way up here. Wow, what an episode. We have so much to talk about in this recap section. I am sorry to be this mean to a finale, but wow, I am so flustered, so frustrated, because this could have been a notable thing. The premise is okay, but just, it was weighed down by the drama of the three other bodies we found, and there was enough, and then the weird zombie ending that felt ripped out of Creepshow. I don't know, oh my god, this episode. Let's get into it. The episode begins and the brother and sister pair of Finn and Jake are just on this little lake having a good time with their friends, and Mr. Jake decides to go into the water and something grabs him. He is stuck down there. His sister is watching all of this happen as they're underwater, and it's pretty traumatic, and I'm just like, wow, this is a decent start to this episode. I was intrigued by what they were going to do, like what was in the lake, what was keeping them there. They mentioned like a town that was underwater. I'm just like, ooh, this is a really fun idea. And it never met the match, like it never got near the potential it could. This was a strong opener. I thought the daytime setting was a bit like, ooh, this is different. And then they had a little Kiss Me More Doja Cat and SZA song. Yeah, I was into it. And then after those credits, it just became a very Lifetime channel movie. And I like me a good bad Lifetime channel movie, but not this kind. Next up, we meet Aaron and Jeffrey. Jeffrey is played by Teddy Sears. He was in the Flash TV show, a bunch of other things, and Alicia Silverstone is Aaron. She's Alicia Silverstone. Oh my goodness, my 90s. Like, she was everything. Loves Labor's Lost, Clueless. I mean, she was that girl. She still is. She's still good, looks great. Her acting in this episode, I mean, she had such weak material. But anyways, we meet these parents, and they are trying to deal with their daughter, Erin, or not their daughter, Erin. Sorry, these very generic names. They're trying to deal with their daughter, Finn, and her grieving, and they've sent her to a place where she can get better. Her dad spent all this money on it. He seems out of it. He's working on a very big deal in his law firm. That comes into play in the weirdest, laziest twist I have seen. So yes, this is kind of the start. We're seeing the family dynamics. Aaron is very into trying to help Finn. The dad is just kind of doing his own thing, very American Horror Story, white dad, he's absent, not doing anything, doesn't really care for his family, very common. So yeah, we're just dealing with this, and Erin is having these like visions, kind of nightmares, where one of them is she's grabbed by hand, and then she has a dream where she sees him, and he's telling her, "Find me, mom, like I need you to help me," and I'm like, ghost apparitions. Like, there was a creepy moment when the hand grabbed her, but I think maybe the sorrow tone that this tried to take took away from the actual scares that they were presenting. I'm just like, this middle section was just so bland up until basically Finn and Aaron decide to go to the lake to get the body themselves. That's when the episode picks up, and still it picks up to something. So, middle, the episode keeps going. Aaron and Finn decide to go to the lake. They're basically questioning what the hell the sheriffs did, because when they get there, they find the body along with 3 other bodies. And yeah, they're like, okay, sheriffs guys, we found the body. Yay, we're good. We should be investigators, basically. And they kind of start trying to figure out why he was pulled down there. What was those other bodies? And we get some shitty ass backstory where the townspeople threw these people into the lake, and now there's a law firm trying to like keep it open and surprise the dad is running, he works in the law firm. He's been working on this case forever. And I'm like, wow, legal drama and dams and townspeople getting drowned is truly the level of this. This was the finale. Maybe if this was like the middle of the road and Necro was the finale, or something a bit more wow was it, I wouldn't have been as hard on this. But when you have a season finale name, I expect a bunch of something, anything, and this did not deliver that. So yeah, they find out about the backstory, they confront the dad, and they're like, "You are evil," and he goes, "But money and the family," and then all these like zombie, like waterlogged zombies attack him, and they have to deal with that. Oh wow. Okay, like I just, the ending looked so goofy. It was so unserious. They wanted this episode to be a heartbreaking, oh my god, the family, and I'm just like, kill the man, kill the daughter, I don't care. Just get this episode over with. All right, everyone, that is it for my final episode of American Horror Stories Season 2. I had a blast reviewing this season, but it was frustrating at times. The highs were highs, and the lows were very low. This might rank as my least favorite episode. Drive, you're safe. Bella Thorne, you have a worse contender. Alicia Silverstone's a better actress, but she had worse material than Miss Bella Thorne. Wow, I cannot wait for regular American Horror Story to begin. I also believe I'm going to be covering the Chucky series on my other channel, Flickering Myth. If you're not joining me there, you're only getting half of my videos. Like, I do movie reviews, interviews. I've interviewed Drea DiMatteo from The Sopranos recently. I do a bunch of work, so make sure you're subscribed to Flickering Myth, and make sure you're subscribed to this channel, because we have American Horror Story Season 11 on the way very soon, and I'm so excited. All right, everyone, let's talk about American Horror Stories and all of this goodies down below.